What's going on, everybody? Gamer Si back with another video. Now this just landed today. This is going to be a bit of an impromptu video. I just wanted to get this out there, my thoughts on this, as the cool kids would say, bad boy, which as you can see is the Neo Geo Mini. It's the international version which just released worldwide today. I put a pre-order in with funstock.co.uk and arrived bang on time. Thank you very much to them. 40 Neo Geo masterpieces. I'm sure you've seen stuff online about this. Yeah, it's 40 of your biggest and baddest Neo Geo games. All the usual suspects are here. You got your Metal Slugs, you got your King of Fighters, your Last Blade, great game, Samurai Showdown, etc, etc. I'm not going to go through all the games. Much more interesting YouTubers than me have already done so. Check out Ashens. Anyway, the Neo Geo Mini. Now, a lot of stuff has been said about it, some good and quite a lot bad. Now, I just wanted to give some of my thoughts on it because I think it's fairly interesting. First up, so here we have the Neo Geo Mini all booted up. Been shown by a lot of YouTubers, but this is the thing itself, its own little screen. Now, you're not going to appreciate this by me pointing a little camera at the screen, but that is a fantastically clear and detailed LCD screen on this little thing. You're not seeing it. You really aren't. I can see through the viewfinder. It's not looking like it should, but it should. Just to give an idea, let's put a game on. So there you go. So as you know, you get 40 games installed on here, and yeah. And there we go. That's a bit of that. There we go. So as you can see, once I got that into actual focus, it looks great, and it's a really, really good quality screen you've got on here. The rest of it's fine. The people talk about this little nubby button thing here for the controller. It works fine. It's not clicky, but it works. The buttons are all responsive. The machine itself is fairly well made. It feels quite heavy. You get a choice of marquees. You've seen all this on other people's videos. Anyway, it's a nice little machine. I want to talk about a couple of other things, though, that people have, I think, misrepresented or not quite talked about properly. Anyway, this is what I'm talking about. Alright, first up is the pad. There's been a lot said about the pad that goes with the Neo Geo Mini. Now, this is the pad that goes with the Neo Geo Mini. This is the pad it's modelled after. This is the pad that was really shipped with the Neo Geo CD. The main thing people are talking about is this. Listen. Yeah, it's got that nice clicky, clicky, clicky thing, which sounds great and feels great, but to be honest, in the middle of a game, it can be a little bit annoying, I reckon. Now, yeah, the Mini one doesn't. It doesn't have that click at all. Now, it's a little bit of a disappointment, and, you know, as much as what I've just said, would I prefer that mechanism over that mechanism? No, I wouldn't. I'd rather it had that click thing because it was, you know, it felt nice, and it's fairly good for fighting games where you can feel every direction that you push. But I've heard this pad called a pile of crap and stuff like that. It's not. Yeah. It doesn't have clicks, but it works. I've been using this pad and I've hit the moves I want to in King of Fighters. I haven't misaimed in Metal Slug. It works. it feels quality. It doesn't feel like one of these cheap, you know, that cheap plastic thing that you get where, you know, it feels like it's some of the supply went to use in-app packaging boxes and the rest they used on a joystick. It doesn't feel like that. It feels nice. It feels very similar, actually, plastic-wise to the original. The feel of the plastic is very, very similar. The buttons are basically identical. The only real difference other than that I can tell you is that the new one is slightly heavier for whatever reason. I'm not an expert, I can't tell you why. The new one is definitely heavier than the original, which maybe I'm old school, but that kind of points to a little bit of quality. Yes, it does have the clicks. No, it's not unusable. I'd like to dispel that rumour right now. Alright, the second thing when it comes to the pads is, the more eagle-eyed amongst you will have noticed, the buttons are in a different order. Alright, the new one has A, B, C, D. The original had A, B, C, D. Now, A is still A, B is still B, but when you come in to play the games, if you're absolutely used to Neo Geo, then all of a sudden they're in a different place. Now, I understand that's going to be a bit of a problem for some people. However, to a new generation of people that are discovering the Neo Geo, which I'm guessing is what SNK is going for here, the new way makes more sense. It's more of a Street Fighter style. You've got light punch, hard punch, light kick, hard kick, rather than vertically on the original. It's not authentic, but it makes sense being that that's how it's always done now. It's a matter of taste. You know, it's SNK went with that way, and I assume it's to appeal to how things are usually done this way. Personally, I don't mind, and if I'm honest, I kind of prefer it. Now, of course, we come to the elephant in the room, which is the much maligned Neo Geo X. Now, I've read a lot of people online, I've heard a lot of opinions that say, hey, all this is the Neo Geo X in sheep's clothing. I've also heard it's not as good as the Neo Geo X. Let me bring this into perspective. I bought the Neo Geo X at launch. I also own a lot of real Neo Geo products. I have a decent collection of MVS games, a couple of MVS arcade systems, and an MVS consoleized, as well as the Hyper Neo Geo. So, you know, I do have some real Neo Geo stuff. And when it came to the Neo Geo X, I thought it was okay. You know, it looked okay. The plastic on this is miles cheaper. And the same with the, if I just grab it, the Neo Geo. This one came with obviously the arcade stick, like the AAS, but this always felt like, you know, that cheap plastic, like it should be coating a Kinder Egg or something. So yeah, I thought the build quality on the Neo Geo X was poor. Obviously, the Neo Geo X gimmick was its portable that you could take on the go. Now, I can't show you that in action because it turned out to be very unresilient, and one small drop off a coffee table knackered the screen. It still works as a dock. It still plays fine through the TV, but unfortunately the little LCD screen no longer works. That'll be the LCD screen that everyone wondered why it was 16:9 when Neo Geo was always 4:3. By the way, 4:3. Yeah, so build quality, I think the Neo Geo Mini is ahead of the Neo Geo X. I don't hate the Neo Geo X. I always thought it was a means to an end. You could always stick a hacked SD card in there. You could do a bit more with it. It was alright. It was alright. I always feel with Neo Geo, with the Neo Geo community, there's a little bit of resistance to any kind of way to do this sort of thing cheaply. At the end of the day, the cheapest way to do it will always be a Raspberry Pi, but you know, you want something at least SNK endorsed. So yeah, the Neo Geo X, despite what people are putting on Facebook, is not better than the Neo Geo Mini, at least from a portable standpoint. But what I've decided to do is thought I'll plug them both into the TV and I'll do a comparison, because the one point where I thought the Neo Geo Mini does let itself down is on its HDMI out.
Okay. Mission 1, start. Thank you. Heavy machine gun. Heavy machine gun. Mission 1, start. Thank you. Heavy machine gun. Thank you. Heavy machine gun.
So where does that leave with? As you can see, when it comes to HDMI output, there's very little to say between the Neo Geo X Gold and the Neo Geo Mini. They are both lacking a little bit when it comes to HDMI display. Neither of them are what I would really call as high definition. Which one is the better one? I guess it just depends on you. Personally, I do like the Neo Geo Mini. It's a nice little machine. It does work. It's in itself, it's got a fantastic little display. The pads, like I said earlier, aren't nearly as bad as people have made out. Don't let anyone tell you, oh well, you know, Raspberry Pi. Yes, we know Raspberry Pi. We do know that. I can do Raspberry Pi. I can do Neo Geo on a Mad Catz Mojo. I can do Neo Geo on Nvidia Shield. It's not what it's about. It's a cool collectible. Is it worth the money? It depends on how much you're into Neo Geo. Anyway, I just thought I'd do a little comparison here. If you're going to play it through your TV, it is no better than your Neo Geo X. However, as a little handheld desktop display, it's great fun. Anyway, I've been Gamer Si. Keep it hard.